Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of St. Rose Fireside Chats. I am your host, Marvin, and joined with here today with my co-host,
Mark.
and
Kieran.
And today we'll be discussing newest video game releases, anime, and cars. So, for our first topic, newest game releases. Any other you guys are looking forward to?
I'm picking up Final Fantasy, the deluxe edition. That's gonna cost me $80, probably more because I'm gonna buy the DLCs.
Oh, okay. Sell out. Okay. But how about you, Kieran?
Oh, well, as you can tell, I'm an avid Pokemon fan, and Sun and Moon's coming out the 18th.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. I'm also trying to get Sun and Moon this week. I'm thinking about ordering it on Amazon, though. So any news on, like, any recent news according to Pokemon fans that you want to...
Well, when the demo came out, within, like, the first 2 days, it was data mined, and everything was, like, ripped apart out of the game.
Okay.
And one thing that was of note was, or one thing that's been confirmed, is that the game is going to be 3.9 gigabytes, I believe,
Oof.
which is bigger than any other Pokemon game. And so with the stuff that's been data mined, they're kind of theorizing other things, like other regions being included in the game, like bringing back Sinnoh.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just everywhere. No one really knows what's going on because even though they data mined so much, a lot of it was left unknown because not everything was included in the demo.
Okay, sweet. All right, let's just hope they don't give it like a 7.8 for having too much water.
No, there'll be plenty
References
of
to
water.
Ruby. But what about you, Mark? Any good Pokemon like fans, or you want to talk about something else?
I am really looking forward to picking up Final Fantasy. I know I talked. I've been waiting for the game for a very long time. They keep pushing back the release date. It took them so long to develop. I want to play the game, and they have been hyping this game up with animes, comic books, and a movie now that already released. I want to play the game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know the story.
Mm-hmm.
Give me the game.
All right, so I guess what's it called? Since I'm being a COD fanboy, I just like this weekend I got Call of Duty Black Ops 3. I mean, not Black Ops 3. What am I saying? Infinite Warfare that came with the Modern Warfare Remastered, actually. And it's pretty good, honestly. Like, it's like for being a Black Ops 3 person, not liking it, Infinite Warfare actually really brings me back. Because like if you like, they say the story was amazing, but people are not liking it because of the multiplayer. I say different. If you liked Black Ops 3's like movements, you're gonna like Infinite Warfare.
The only Call of Duty game I ever played was the World at War DS version.
Well, that were DS version.
Wow. Yeah.
That brings me back, Jesus.
Yeah, and me, my brother, and our neighbor, and one of his friends, we had 4 copies of it. We always played the local multiplayer on our DSs.
Like I remember when
Such a nerdy thing to do back then.
yeah, like I remember when I had the Wii version of the Call of Duty. You had like your Wii remote, and it always moves it crazy and everything. How'd you get into COD if you ever did?
The way I got into my COD was actually because of my dad. Fun fact, my father brought me my first M-rated game, which was my first video game. And we played COD together on the 360. I think it was Modern Warfare 2 when we got into it. And he got mad all the time because I used to win, and I still win. So
Till this day? Yeah,
to this,
great.
I win every time I play.
Ooh, all right. Then we have what's it called? Another supposed COD killer is the Battlefield 1.
Battlefield.
Oh.
Battlefield 1 was supposedly going to be the COD killer.
It's amazing. The multiplayer is...
Yeah, what I don't understand is how Battlefield 1 players like say like, oh, Call of Duty has no innovation whatsoever, but yet you look back at Battlefield 1, Battlefield 4, like all the Battlefields, and you'll see it's the same concept. The only thing they do is like reuse the engine or like upgrade the engine and make it look crisper. But then you say like, oh, Call of Duty is just the same thing every single year. Well, look back at your game. You can't complain at your game, like complain at our game when you're doing the same thing.
I think it's just... I don't hear that complaint anymore. More I hear it is like a split. It's either you want the COD or you want Battlefield.
Mm-hmm.
And it's really because for Battlefield, if you want the large open experience, if you want to play with like tons of people, it's not a very close-minded shooter. Not close-minded, close shooter like CQC shooter at all.
Mm-hmm.
You're very distance shooting.
True.
Like, I remember my Battlefield 4 days, people were getting hit across the map.
Oh yeah, with the snipers. The
Yeah.
snipers are like the mechanics is amazing though. But moving along to topics like we have anime coming up since winter season, you know, with the winter season coming up, we got the winter anime. Oh, like have you guys been watching any anime recently? Like
I
any
know
good ones?
He's already wearing the Achievement Hunter shirt, so I know he's watching Ruby.
Ruby.
Oh
yes.
yeah, I am. So,
Go ahead.
have you guys watched it?
I've been watching it.
Okay, well, I don't want to get too spoilery, but I feel like if it's okay to talk about it, the last episode really kind of fleshed out some of the more underutilized characters more, and I felt like that was a good thing because, you know, the first couple seasons of the show were a little lackluster. They had cool fights, but not much substance.
Right.
But I think this last episode really showed that the show has the gumption to keep going.
Now, if you don't mind, I just want to make sure I'm up to date. What was the name of the last episode?
Stowaways and Runaways.
Okay, I'm on remembrance.
Yeah, it's because I watched the last episode of Ruby, and it really, really helped the plot a lot. Like, you see, like, where branches go off and everything like that, how people still remember about the past and everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to get too spoily because
Yeah.
it might piss off, it might hurt some viewers.
Yeah.
But I think we could talk at least about, they're on season 4, right?
Volume 4, yes.
Yes. Good. I wanted to make sure I'm still up to date. I wanted to talk about some of the character changes, not internally or something that would ruin it, but just the outside, their looks have really changed since their days in Beacon.
Oh yeah, the animation has become like if I remember watching Red vs. Blue season 10's finale and the Ruby trailer, and the animation then I thought was amazing. And now if you compare it, it looks like garbage.
Yeah.
And keep in mind that was back when Monty Ohm was doing it himself alone, and he did that on his own. But now the animation's got crisper models and more detail to it.
That's what happens when you got fan funding, fan buying. You get the money, you get the production going.
I mean, they have tons of merchandise now. They
Yeah.
said I was looking online because I actually wanted to see if I can pick up some of the DVDs because one of my favorite animes, I actually like to buy them, have a little collection. And I was looking, some of the stuff was just sold out. I was so surprised to see that many people came out for it.
Yeah, my friend went to AnimeCon over at Los Angeles just last year, and he would say, "Oh, there's a bunch of people who are dressed up as Ruby characters and all that." And I was like, "Well, you gotta admit their fan base is pretty big. They have their little station, I want to say, and where they're just promoting it."
I think one thing we can agree on is Ruby is unique, but I think it's enough about Ruby because there's another unique anime coming out called Drifters. Have you heard of it?
I actually heard a bit of it, but I haven't actually caught on to it. Would you like to talk more about it?
I'll talk a little bit about it. I won't get too in depth. Drifters has a unique animation style. It's very, I don't want to say painted because it's obviously not painted, but it takes place in a fantasy world, and all these characters from history, like Oda Nobunaga, Adolf Hitler, and Sundance Kid and Butch Cassidy. And Scipio and Hannibal from. I'm sorry, I'm not good at history.
No, don't worry about it.
Yeah, Hannibal, that guy.
Yeah, what's it called?
He only took down Rome. It's nothing.
Yeah, it's
major.
nothing big or anything.
But they, from their supposed deaths, they end up getting taken into this other dimensional war type deal, and it's really interesting because it's unique animation, and you've got conflicting ideal points from modern society and ancient society. I mean, in a world where a conqueror like Hannibal or Oda Nobunaga are in the same world as people like Hitler, you're gonna see some interesting stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty.
So, if I don't mind, are they is it that they have to fight each other now, or is it that they're commanding some kind of army now?
All the people I mentioned, there's actually a whole nother side, and I'm not going to get too in depth. I'll just talk about the first couple episodes and first characters to appear. Okay. The other side of the world is characters who have forsaken humanity when they died, like Jan the Ark and.
Okay.
Sweet. But that's good. That's something to look forward to watching about. I guess when we talk about anime and stuff like that, they actually kind of make some references. Like we have like cars and all that. So talking about cars actually, what is your favorite type of car? Like, is there like a top ranking system that you have for them?
My favorite kind of car is anything that is comfortable. So really, I'm big into SUVs. And the reason I'm big into SUVs is because I fit and I'm comfortable. I'm not a small guy. I hate small cars. I hate like Priuses.
I feel you. I like what's it called? I'm more into like the Expeditions, like the Ford Expedition and the, like Explorers place. Like actually, the Explorers have kind of like let me down recently. So like the 2015 models are now like more smaller than usual now. So it's more compact because like my mom has a 2015 Ford Explorer and I sit in it and I feel like I'm in the cubicle. But you have any favorites?
Well, I'm not that much of a car guy myself, but one thing I can say is that, well, first of all, I'm going to criticize the law, or where in order to get your permit, it's actually cheaper the older you get. So getting mine has actually been delayed by 2 years because it's $20 cheaper.
Okay.
And I don't have a car to drive. Well, what I can say about cars is that my father has a van, and I think that's what they're going to try and teach me driving on. But it's like a huge van, like it almost takes up an entire lane and then some.
Oh, okay. So it's like.
But on the other extreme, my mother has a smart car, so the size difference is a little much.
Yeah, like when I
think I'd prefer something in the middle of that.
I prefer, like honestly, like I prefer like my muscle cars, like those things like that make that engine roar. Like I had like one of my old professors back in high school used to have a Dodge Charger, and it's like he only takes it out during the summer because he really likes going out to like auto shows and all that. And he just like whenever like the summer came around, he would just like drive around. He would hear that engine roar. And it's like amazing. I was like, oh, like how much did that cost you? It was like, oh, it's something like $125,000. But he got it like off of a gift from his dad or like his father-in-law. But that was pretty good, honestly. Do you like any exotic cars like your Lamborghinis, your Ferraris?
I do not know what it's called. It's whatever. Remember the last Fast and Furious movie? Mm-hmm. Remember when they had to steal the car out of the vault? Whatever that car was beautiful.
I'm trying to think. Is it the Bugatti?
It wasn't a Bugatti. It was like 1 out of 3 in the world.
Yeah, I know. Like those are pretty expensive. I remember like when we talk about Fast and Furious, that's like that movie got me into the whole car genre things.
Okay.
Have you seen Fast and Furious? Like
I've seen the older ones.
Yeah, the older ones are pretty good. Like you had your Dodge Neons and all that. That's like it was actually caught my surprise when I was like recently car searching that you're not allowed to have a Dodge Neon here. Oh, not a Dodge Neon, a Skyliner.
No?
No, it's actually illegal. Oh, you can't buy it around here. You can actually get it exported.
Yeah.
You can get it exported and all that, but that's pretty. That's really good to know. So if I wanted one, I could have to go to Japan, buy one, and come back.
What I would want for a Fast and Furious movie is a Fast and Furious movie where it's like the 1900s cars, because those had some flair and finesse in their style.
I'm going throwback.
Where I live, there's a church, and like it's a lot of old people there, so they're actually driving older cars that they have, and it's like always amazing to see these pristine retro cars just driving along. And I think that'd make a great movie if you just watched a bunch of old classic cars, actually seeing what they, in their time, what they compared to.
Actually, like in back at home, like over in the Hudson Valley, they actually do a auto show where they just bring back like there were like lots of people bring back some of the original cars, and it's amazing to see about how like muscle cars have changed. Like I remember they brought back one year like the first original car, the Model T. And then they brought it back, and then it's like how it progressed throughout the years. And then like there was like this one year where they did military cars, so where they brought back military from like from like the World War II era back to like to the modern era. Like they'd have like the modern like what's it called the vehicles that would drive presidents around. And then you have anything else to say, Mark?
Well, I'm saying this. I want to start looking for a car because I'm going to get my license pretty soon. So, for all you car manufacturers out there that are watching this, none of you, don't make the car so small? It doesn't have to be small. Maybe make something big. You ever see Cadillacs? They're larger. Just make something comfortable, please.
Big and tall friendly.
Yeah, please.
All right, but I guess we're out of time. So be sure to tune in next Monday for another installment of
St. Rose Fireside Chats.
Oh, and by the way, if I could say, tomorrow's election day, so if you guys have to vote. Well, no, it's not have to. Just make sure you get that poll down.
Please do.
Try to vote.
It's your civic duty.
It's
Well,
come
not.
on.
It's